Hi there everyone, meteorologist Carly Smith here. We are breaking down everything you need to know about that tropical forecast and everything that we're still trying to figure out here as a meteorologist. So this is not an easy forecast by any means, and let me tell you, we hate having to say that because we want to have a clear picture of the future, and sometimes it just isn't clear. And this potential tropical development in the Western Caribbean is one of those things. So anyway, we are getting started now. Thank you so much for watching this live update. We're going to pull up the weather graphics once again. So hi, I'm Carly. Let me go back. Here we go. So why I have this between 10 and 10:30, we did start a little bit early. Actually, let me pull this back up. We did start a little bit early today, and that is because nothing is named. So once we have a named storm in the tropics, there will be an update from the National Hurricane Center on any currents, any updates from the hurricane hunters, any live data will be updated right around 10 o'clock, and I'll try to get that information out as soon as possible on our streaming platform. So that is a bonus of having this live accessibility and all of that. So thank you everyone so much for watching. It is a crucial tool that makes it easier to get this information out. So share this with your friends and family and let them know that 10 to 10:30, that's when we'll go live. I don't want to put an exact time because I am a human, and the exact time is not always going to be something that is easy to do. So anyway, broad low needs to form for more accurate model data. These are kind of the things that I want you to be aware of. The earliest low may develop there on Sunday. That's in the Western Caribbean. Later on Tuesday, a later low. So that's the earliest low versus the latest a low develops, right? So Sunday, the earliest, Tuesday, the latest. And it does look like a later developing low would be weaker. We've got high model disagreement right now. So there's still not a clear path this storm is going to take, and that will get easier once we get an actual low to form. So hey James, thanks for watching. So here's what I mean by that. That area that I have circled, that's where we expect a low to develop, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen until possibly Sunday. So Sunday we start to see some of that vorticity, some of that energy getting a little bit more organized there in the Western Caribbean, and then high pressure, where that high sets up. So this particular model is actually the GFS, or the American model, and this model is leaning more toward a more aggressive approach, I would say, on development, and it takes it more north faster. Whereas this high stays a little stretched out, the cold front isn't as strong, it doesn't weaken the high as quickly, and essentially, or push it into Florida as quickly. And so essentially, there is a little bit of an open door toward more development into the Bay of Campeche or the Western Gulf of Mexico versus the Eastern Gulf of Mexico. So the door is not shut on anything on Texas. We are not canceling anything out at this point, but we're not worried at this point. We're just watching. So that's the latest that I have for you. 40% chance of development. The National Hurricane Center has now included that whole kind of area in the northwestern Caribbean Sea, and now even into the southern Gulf of Mexico, still focusing more on that southeastward trend. So if we go back to the GFS model, I didn't let it keep going. Actually, the latest model, that is not what you want to see. The latest model trending more into the Western Caribbean. So the circle was drawn during the 0Z update this morning. Now the 06Z update is out there. And what that means is there's been a shift east now in both models, both the GFS and additionally the Euro. So this one keeps it weaker. It doesn't look as much energy as the GFS, but both have it trending a little bit more east. So that is a trend that we're going to have to keep an eye on. But at this point, it's just a trend. I'm not cashing in on it. But the next name on the list to look out for is Helene. We do have two areas with a low chance of development in the central Atlantic as well. But here in the Western Caribbean and even into the Gulf of Mexico. 40% chance of development over the next 7 days. Again, today is Thursday, so we still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The earliest we could have a low that then is able to actually start being tracked more efficiently would be Sunday. Could be 5 days out, so 3 to 5 days out till we even have a low that has developed. So still pretty poor forecasting past that 5 days out, essentially. So not a lot of confidence. That's where we'll leave it. As far as our marine currents go, so you can see pretty calm conditions out in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Wave heights are around 2 feet. So you'll see that here. Now, one area where a lot of people are getting excited, I don't know if excited is the right word unless you are a surfer, excited about the forecast is going to be with the wave height forecast. So this has been pretty consistent on taking something there into the Gulf of Mexico by middle to end of next week. But again, that exact path, still a big question mark. So I would just say if you have fishing interests, offshore interests, anything like that, definitely keep an eye on this forecast. Wave action, the Gulf of Mexico across the board will get rough no matter where something does develop or start to move in. And that would be starting as early as Wednesday. Could be Tuesday, but as early as Wednesday of next week. 88 degrees right now, looking pretty and calm out there across Corpus Christi Bay. Heat remains our main focus and the forecast. So heat watches and warnings. We do have a heat advisory today, which is wild. Hey, Angela, I'm on a Caribbean cruise this coming week. That is horrible timing, Angela. Yeah. Are you leaving from Galveston? Because that would not be ideal. A Florida leave, you might miss out on it, or you might be in a more direct impact. There's a little bit more anyway, a Galveston leave, you're gonna be just tracking right across the Gulf of Mexico where the waves will be rough. But anyway, it's too early to know the exact details, but I would keep a close eye on that forecast if I were you, Angela, definitely. So yeah, keep an eye on the forecast. Check back. Tomorrow we'll do the same live update between 10 and 10:30, and we'll continue to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week as well. So here's Futurecast. We see spotty showers today. Could increase our coverage actually quite a bit coming up this afternoon and evening. That has a lot to do with the fact we still have a decent amount of moisture in our atmosphere, but as this high pressure moves over us into the weekend, we should see less rain. But with the high shifting a little bit more to the east, that opens up the door again to the potential for some tropical movement, more so into the western Gulf. Also opens up the door for tropical moisture to make it in. So there's that potential tropical development. This is particularly the European model, which is keeping that tropical wave a little bit further south. But again, not something I'm cashing in on, but something I'm keeping an eye on. 7-day forecast, fall starts, it's still hot, y'all. That's pretty much all I have for this live update. Nice. 0.75 inches of rainfall. Yeah, the San Patricio area got in on a lot of rain. So, oh, next Saturday, well, I'm not saying that's better or worse. I just moved out of the shot. But next Saturday, so there's still a lot of unknowns. Next Saturday could wind up being the worst, but that would be for a more specific area. So it should be out of the Caribbean by next Saturday. And we'll have a better idea of which part of the Gulf Coast essentially could be impacted by any potential development. So, yeah, that was from Amanda. So next Saturday, we'll be keeping an eye on it. We'll just leave it at that. I feel like I'm flustered, but that's just what the tropics do. Is it makes everyone a little anxious, a little flustered, a little on edge, but we shouldn't be at that point yet. It's just every day new data is going to come out. It's going to get closer. I'm not focusing in on any specific forecast until that low develops, which would be earliest Sunday. So we'll have a better idea next week. That's really all I have for you in this live update. Thanks for watching. Tune in the rest of the week and into next week. It's going to be a fun forecast, y'all. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith. Thank you so much for watching.